Guys, welcome to another episode of The Pulse. I always tell you that we're talking to people who are doing big things, who have crazy careers. Love to talk to them, but there are a few that you talk to them and you go, wow, I'm actually getting a chance to sit down and talk to them. I feel that way talking to one of the greatest lyricists of all time. No matter who you talk to in hip hop circles, Big Daddy Kane is one of those people who they say, one of the greatest, and I appreciate you taking time out of your schedule, sir.
No, man, glad to be here. Glad to be a part of this.
In your wildest imagination, did you think you would have that kind of impact on people's lives?
Well, that's definitely what I was striving for.
Okay.
As you grow up as a fan of other musicians and artists, you want to achieve those type of goals and have that type of impact on others.
When you got into it, was it just that's what people were doing? You knew you had this talent. Like, how'd you get started?
Well, getting into it, I was just trying to just be the dopest MC in my neighborhood. Like, I would have been content if I would have been considered the best lyricist in Bed-Stuy. That would have been good enough for me at that point in time. And then once I met Biz Markie and he started talking about we're going to get a record deal and all this stuff and we're going to be doing shows and all of that started happening, I started thinking bigger and I started realizing wow, this can really be something. And thinking about the way I had admired artists like Marvin Gaye and Barry White, James Brown, I was saying to myself, hopefully one day I can get to, that level.
But it wasn't at that time, and we're telling stories. So I tell people, my father used to manage WDAS here in Philadelphia. And it was at a time when people like Lady B and some of the others were trying to convince people that hip hop is something we need to be playing.
Right.
And there was pushback. So when you're sitting there trying to do all those things, you also were fighting against people who thought this was kind of fly by night.
You had people that didn't take what we were doing serious, looked down on it, felt like it wasn't real music. We were stealing people music and things of that nature. I think that, that mindset had its bad sides, but also there was a lot of good that came with it as well.
Okay, so what was that? It just made you work harder?
No, because it's like when you're coming into the industry with something fresh and new, you don't have to deal with that creative control. Because A&Rs and record company presidents and things of that nature, they didn't know what they were doing. They were fresh off of working a Shalimar or Stephanie Mills record.
Right.
They were clueless to what we were doing. So when we're telling them this is a hit, it's like, they don't know. So we had so much more creative control then.
Did you also have to do then the extra work? Like, there's all the stories about you're constantly battling, you're playing the shows, you're selling, mixtapes. Was there more that came to it that way also?
Oh yeah, absolutely, by all means. Because radio didn't want to play hip hop. So yeah, we had to do a lot of mixtapes. We had to do our own little hip hop chitlin circuit. Where, we're in clubs that may hold, 300-400 people and the money wasn't right. But this is what we did for recognition and to, get the song and the brand out there further.
There was a lot of reputations who were made by who were the best battle rappers. Like, who is standing out at these the parties or with the DJs that you're talking about. But it sounds like even as you were battling, y'all were all pretty cool, kind of working in the same direction.
Oh yeah, I've seen MC Shan and KRS-One in the same room on the same shows during the time they were, had diss records against each other. I've seen LL Cool J and Kool Moe Dee in photos together, hugging each other, laughing while they were, dissing each other on songs. Even me and KRS, we were still are very close friends. And, he was aware. I told him after I did it, I just, wrote a song with some diss rhymes at you for Roxanne Shante. We were cool like that.
And nobody took it personally. I mean, that's not the way it is right now. So y'all all understood it even then that this is the game. This is what we're doing to get to the top.
Well, I mean, that was a part of hip hop. You know, battling is one of those elements in MCing, and it was a part of it, and it was something that we understood. And when it was time when it was go time, we were willing to do it. We were willing to do it, and no one at that point in time was really scared of a lyrical butt whipping. You know,
Right.
you take one and you move on. That's just what it is. You know, it's a lot different. You know, the mentality is much different today.
I don't think you took too many of them, though.
Never.
Right. So it's easy to not take it personally when you're the one who's giving out all the butt whipping.
Mel, matter of fact, you know what? Tell you a funny story. One night in Mexico, while filming this movie called Gunman, me, Rakim, and Kid Frost, we got on the mic and rhymed at this club. And it was so crazy because all the other cast members that was in the movie, you know, everybody always wanted to see a Kane and Rakim battle.
Right.
So they're excited. Like Kane and Rakim are actually going to rhyme on the mic. They're going to freestyle on the mic, back and forth. And do you know who was victorious?
Kid Frost.
Absolutely. We were in Mexico on his ground. And then one of his rhymes he ended with, and this is for La Raza. And the crowd went bananas. And yeah, he was the man that night.
Right. So there was one. Like there maybe.
So I guess you can count that one as an L.
We got one L on the record. Like that's solid after doing it for an entire career. And that one was out of the country. So yeah. I don't know if that counts on the record.
Okay, I'll go with that.
Yeah. Those unsanctioned fights that happen outside of the country, like those don't count on your official record. Like, so you guys could do that. And some of the most well-respected hip-hop artists of all time, when did we lose that? Or did we lose that? Because there was a point where it got really personal. And now it's not just this competitive force. It's personal. It's violent.
Well, yeah, we definitely lost that when gangster rap became the thing, because you have to keep up this persona, you know? Okay. Even if you're not really that tough, you still have to project that image and sell it for your fan base. So someone going at you on a song, you know, your fan base are expecting you to retaliate, not on record, but physically. They want you to make it into a contact sport now. So therefore, you know, it kind of changes the dynamics of, you know, what hip hop really is. And I think that a lot of artists, you know, fell for that, you know, fell for the bait.
Tretch was actually here, and he came on and was talking to us and said the same thing, said that was one of the challenges, because he saw some of the things that were going on stage and in the public, but was friends with some of those guys behind the scenes. And it became hard kind of balancing that. Now, I know that these guys are okay, but the public is talking about they got to fight, shoot, do whatever.
Because you've taken on this gangster persona, that's what people expect to see. The stuff, the gangster image you portrayed on song, now they want to see you actually live it, because someone else is dissing you on a song. Whereas, like, you know, in hip hop, that's a normal thing. Someone diss you, you diss them back. Y'all battle, you know, and everybody moves on to record another day. And the worst thing that can happen is if you're not really a gangster.
Right.
Because, you know, if you're really a gangster, you might say, I'm gonna get this here money. I ain't got no time for that little jive right there, you know? But if you're not really built that way, you're gonna feel the need to portray, you know, that role. You're gonna feel the need to call and respond in a violent way to live up to your image.
Coming up next, in every other type of music, they're called legends. But in hip hop,
they call Big Daddy Kane, LL Cool J, Kool Moe Dee, old school rappers. They put expiration dates on us on just, that's only in hip hop.
I mean, when you think about it, is the fact that you're still touring on the kind of shows, like I came up back in the day when they had those Budweiser Superfest, like stadium shows where you would have everybody together performing. That's what you all are getting ready to do. Something similar you're getting ready to do January 14th here in Atlantic City at Boardwalk Hall. What's that like, getting everybody? I mean, there's a lot of people coming back together to just party all day.
I think that's beautiful. And, I love those type of moments, where you get to see your peers that you grew up with and hear what's going on in their life right now and things of that nature. And then watch them perform the songs that, you grew up listening to and enjoying back in the 80s or 90s. But, in all honesty, I don't think that that's so, weird and strange because, Tony, those guys came out after me and they're on tour right now. The Rolling Stones are about to go out, and these are cats from the '60s. So I think that it's actually normal. I mean, if the catalog had that type of stay power, and you have a fan base that still want to see you, and you're physically up to it, why not?
I think you make a good point. Like, nobody says anything about old rock groups or old anything group.
Nobody uses that term either. They call the Rolling Stones rock legends. Right. They call Patti LaBelle a R&B legend. They call Madonna a pop legend. They call Big Daddy Kane, LL Cool J, Kool Moe Dee, old school rappers. They put expiration dates on us. That's only in hip hop. That's not in the blues, pop music, R&B. The worst in R&B you might get is auntie. Like if someone called Patty or Gladys auntie, that's the worst you get. In hip hop, you get old school rapper or old heads. So they put expiration dates on us.
Coming up, reflecting on just how much hip hop has truly influenced fashion and culture.
The flat top and the parts and eyebrows, that's me. The leather medallions, that's Public Enemy. Clock, that's Flavor Flav. Was it Steady Beat? What they used to wear the plastic man glasses?
The all-stars of hip-hop, like you've never seen before. DJ Jazzy Jeff, give them a sample of who's on this show. Brand new funk. I'd rather talk to a woman, cause I'm on it so steady. So here we go. I need it and I want it, so I gotta get around. Sure to score and door for more without a floor, cause I just roar.
I'm going through this list before you came on, and me and my producer here in studio are just trying our best to recite lyrics from all the different people on there. Going through that whole list, I think that will be fun for people to see.
I got some Philly faves. If you got that list in front of you, tell me, is Yvette Money and Ice Cream Tea gonna be there?
No, they're not on the list, man. Yeah. You need to talk to Jazzy Jeff.
Personal Philly faves,
You need to talk to Jazzy Jeff. He's putting together the list, right?
No, that's my first call as soon as we finish this Zoom.
Tell him you got to pull it together. We got the Ultramagnetic MCs, the Tough Crew, Tag Team, Sweet Tea, Stetsasonic, Schoolie D's Philly.
Oh no, I said my Philly favorites. But Philly, the Schoolie D, yeah, you got to have him. We got to have PSK in our life.
Did you, when you were going through all this, still a legend, but four-finger rings became a thing, velour became a thing, the high-top fade became a thing. Did you recognize the influencers you were before people started calling you and calling people in general influencers? Did people give you that appropriate respect? I mean, we know My Adidas. We know a bunch of those things. We know the throwback jerseys, but didn't always associate them with the people who started it.
You got to give, props and respect to where it's due. I mean, majority of people that was rocking, those Bermuda Kangos was rocking it because of LL, I'm Bad video. The 8-ball jackets, Salt and Pepper turned the world on to them. Everybody was wearing Shell to Adidas already, but it wasn't until they saw Run DMC that they snatched the laces out, The flat top and the parts and eyebrows, that's me. The leather medallions, that's Public Enemy. The clock, that's Flavor Flav. Was it Steady Beat? What they used to wear the plastic man glasses?
Right.
Those was the thing for a while too. Remember those shades? Those was the thing for a while. But now they back. Those big shades is back.
Man, I used to wear those big goggles. My boy's girlfriend, and now she's his wife. She still tells stories about my glasses were so big she thought I could see the future, through those things.
Nah, that was a Philly thing, so y'all had a lot of trendsetters there too, man. Yeah, man.
There's still that ultimate level of respect for all these people you get to come together with.
Absolutely, man. I love, like I said, sharing the stage with my peers that I began with, and then some of them that became before me, and seeing them, still doing their thing and their energy, I mean, I love it. We did the Rock the Bells cruise last month. I saw Sha-Rock get on stage and curse somebody out for referring to someone else as being the first female MC. And I was there for every moment of it. I'm sitting there like a big kid, like oh, I need some popcorn right now, man. I love these type of moments.
Next on The Pulse, the violence of hip-hop gets a lot of criticism, but Big Daddy Kane, he's got a pretty simple solution.
Whatever message that you're trying to deliver, make sure it would be the same message that you would try to deliver to your child.
We want to remind everybody, make sure Sunday, January 14th, we got some of the Philly legends. We've got legends across the board. It's going to be, I don't even know how you guys are going to do this. This is going to be like an 8-hour show. About 40 people on this.
With all these artists coming on stage and only doing their hits. Just do your hits and just keep hitting them with hit after hit after hit after hit for a good, 2.5 to 3 hours. And you'll have one of the most phenomenal shows you've ever seen.
I know you guys are business people, and I know Jazzy Jeff is a business person. But can you imagine recording all of that, and then y'all can sell the movie like the Kings of Comedy did back in the day from this concert? I'm going to let you go ahead and steal that idea. That's just complimentary.
Well, I mean, Charlie Mack has something to do with this as well.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that's already in the works. No one else.
Because Charlie doesn't leave any money on the table.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's already in the works.
If there is money to be made and a promotion to happen, Charlie Mack's like, I got you.
In a real kind of way.
So Sunday, January 14th, tickets are available. Check them out. You're not going to want to miss the All-Stars of Hip Hop mixtape, Live 24. It's the 14th year anniversary of doing this. I started rattling off the names, but the headliners, Jazzy Jeff, KRS-One, MC Lyte, Flavor Flav, and of course, the legend Big Daddy Kane. We end every episode of The Pulse with the concept of use your voice for good. We want people to end with positivity, with some sort of positive message. So when you hear the phrase, use your voice for good, what does that mean to you?
I think that, if you have a powerful position and a powerful voice where people are listening to you, then use it to tell people something positive as opposed to something negative. Whatever message that you're trying to deliver, make sure it would be the same message that you would try to deliver to your child.
I appreciate you. That is the place to leave it. And I didn't even start reciting any of your lyrics and embarrass myself. So this is a good enough place to drop the mic. Legend, I appreciate your time. I really do.
Thank you, brother. Much respect.
Absolutely. You have a good one. I'm going to go dust off some of my stuff, cut the eyebrows, bring out the big glasses. I'm feeling nostalgic.
All right, man. Well, I look forward to seeing you, man.
Take care. I appreciate you. Thank you. Guys, thank you so much for watching The Pulse. I've been sitting here smiling the entire time. There are certain people you get to talk to, and for me, legend, Big Daddy Kane is one of them. I think it's going to be a great show. I enjoyed the conversation. Some behind the scenes, we now found out about the only L he took in his entire hip-hop battle career. And that one happened overseas. I hope you enjoyed it. I absolutely did as well. I want to remind you that you can also listen to the entire interview uninterrupted on the podcast, all places that podcasts are available. We've got episodes up on YouTube and now on connected TV. So if you've got Roku, Apple TV, what else? Fire TV. All of those things are available, and the shows are all right there. There's an entire Pulse section that you can go and watch any episode that you want. I hope that you will. Hit me up on social media. I'm always eager to hear from you at Bill A. Fox 29. And I leave you today, as I always do. Thought about rapping this, but I won't. Whenever you can, use your voice for good, and have a good one.